the Mavs, so Hertfordshire Mavericks, from 13?
Yeah.
Okay, 13, you left at how old?
16, 17, and then joined Wasps at like 17, 18, 18, 19.
Okay, so you were playing for, so you must be playing for a club before that then?
No, so I've played club level like Turnford, but Mavericks was sort of like the first Superleague team and like franchise team. So like back then it was like National Talent League, so it was like under 19, and then you had senior level, which was Superleague netball. But that was like my first big club. But other than that, I've played for Turnford for like ever, which is like a local team.
Okay. I see that you got your England call-up at 14.
Yeah, so I was 14 when I was first selected for the under-17s, and we played Netball Europe in Worcester.
Okay, so how's just so people understand, what is the selection process like to get a call-up from, at that age? Is it different like the older you get, or is it pretty much the same?
I don't know, it's changed a lot since even when I was like first selected, but back then it was like you had satellite trials, county trials, regional trials, and like every time you'd either get selected or you wouldn't get selected, and that was pretty much it. And if you got selected, you like went on to the next stage and the next stage, and then I kind of just went through the stages until I was selected into the under-17s, and then there's like a little group, there'll be about a group of 20 of you that train, like it was once a month you'd train, all 20 of you, and then when it came to competition they'd narrow it down to 12. And then there was like an under-17 age group, an under-19 age group, an under-21 age group, and then an open level. But yeah, so I went in like through trials, and then got selected.
Lovely. Okay, so back to Hertfordshire Mavericks. So you were there for a number of years before moving up to the Midlands to Wasps. So how was the experience like playing for a top flight team, and what were the lessons that you learned during your time over there?
At Wasps?
No, sorry, at Mavericks.
What did I learn? I learned a lot from Mavericks because I was there for so long. Mainly that it was very like, almost like family orientated. It was like nice, like it was very intimate in the fact that you knew the fans and knew who they were, and you'd go and chat to them, and it was like nice that you knew them, and I took a lot from that, like from especially the comparison, because Mavericks is quite like that, whereas Wasps is a very big franchise and it's like got loads and loads of like people there, and you get to know the fans, but there's so many people coming in and out, and that's really cool as well. But it's nice to have that comparison of like maybe a smaller club and a huge club, and the runnings of the two clubs are so different, and I think that's really cool to like have both experiences of it.
Yes. You mentioned Wasps, and that's currently where you are now. Set up in 2016, back-to-back Super League championships. I was there for the second one. Entertaining game. I tell everyone that I talk to netball about, because they've still got this perception of school netball. So primary school, secondary school. We'll touch on university a bit because I feel like Bucks is a little bit different. But normally people have this perception in their minds that netball's just like school, and I keep on telling them, go to the game, because you were there. When I went to it was when you played Surrey.
Yeah.
When I went there, I was just blown away by the fans, the spectacle, and the way people were just like reacting to you as well. Like I was like this is crazy. So again, like I said, in 2016, that's when it kind of formed. How was the project presented to you? Because I find the formulation of Wasps, who are already a big franchise in like rugby and stuff, similar to what's going on now with Man United Women. So right now, Man United Women are pretty much going through their first season in the championship. So how was the Wasp project delivered to yourself?
I don't know, I think everyone has to put in a bid, and there was like a few bids put in. And I think because Wasps has obviously got the established side of the rugby, and I think rugby and netball are two sports that kind of go hand in hand. Like, I don't know, they just seem to go quite nicely together, I think. And like, I think a lot of countries, it's like rugby and netball, and then you have like other sports that go like correlate. Yeah. But it was quite cool because obviously a lot of like, there's a fan zone at the Wasps rugby, and like we had like a little stall there, And like we would go, and then like all the rugby guys would bring their like wives to watch like the big game, and then they'd be like, oh, now I've watched a rugby game, you've got to come watch the netball game. Like, so it was quite cool to like have that sort of side of things. I think because they were so established, it was great, and that netball's only just sort of really becoming a professional sport, and the fact that Wasps already knew how to run such a big franchise, like such a big club, really helped the netball side of things, because they knew how to make netball really professional, because that's what they've already been doing. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And you mentioned the fan zone, and I also mentioned that the reception that you get. You mentioned when you were at Mavericks, you kind of knew everyone, so like you kind of knew the fans, because it was a very intimate club. But Wasps is just this massive beast, with numbers attending games. So how is it? Let's talk about Wasps and just meeting the fans and the little girls that aspire to kind of fill your shoes. Like, how is that feeling? Just like seeing the fans and talking to them and conversing with them and stuff. Like, how is it?
It's weird because I don't know, like you just sort of play like netball, like, which is cool and you enjoy it. But like when people actually like know you and stuff, and they're like, oh, sign this, it's like really weird. It's almost like, I don't know, you just don't expect it, that people actually want to know you and like think that you're like this really cool person. And it's nice to like chat to them, because they like always ask, that they might ask for advice or just anything, and it's nice because it's like they're actually supporting it, they really enjoy it, and like it's nice to think that people think that of you, and you bring like something different to them while you're playing your sport. So they might look at you and be like, it's really cool that you train all the time, like I want to be just like that, I want to train all the time as well. Like, it's just pretty cool.
Lovely.
It's a huge honour to wear your like country's colours at the end of the day. Even if you're not selected and you're not going to be there, that you've still contributed to that. And I do go to Com games, but people would stop and be like, oh my God, did you go? And like they sort of all would have watched the netball and now all knew what netball was, and it was just like crazy that people would be, like even really knew what was going on. Like,